the Volunteering and Cultural Participation Manager for Leicestershire County Council Museum, Heritage Library and Participation Services. And as Matt said, I sit on the HVG advisory group, and I chair the East Midlands Regional Network. So I've been a volunteer leader in the heritage sector for 30 years. And I've been leading on this Volunteer Leader of the Year for the past 4 since my team member won the first ever award. That was Micehele Armstrong. And I need to say, because it's really important, that it did change the direction of our service strategically. And it opened up doors for us as an organisation across the heritage sector. Now, last year's winner, if you remember, was Katie Powell, volunteering manager at Manchester's Science and Industry Museum. And I'd like to invite Katie to say a few words about what the award has meant to her over this last year. So, Katie, can you join us?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Brilliant. Thank you. Hope everybody's well. Yeah, thank you for inviting me back. So when I found out I'd received the award, I'd literally just returned to work from maternity leave. So it was a really big shock. I was absolutely delighted. And it was a really great boost for me, sort of like personally, because at the time I was learning to juggle being a busy working mum and figuring out how little ones and work go together. So it was also a really good prompt in terms of being able to reflect on all of the great work and all of our wonderful achievements around the volunteer and placement program at SIM. Because it kind of made me stop and think and realize that, you know, I've been at the museum now leading the program for, it'll be 8 years next year. So yeah, it was a really great prompt for me to sort of like pause and reflect and to celebrate everything that we've achieved as a team at the Science and Industry Museum, and to celebrate our volunteers as well, who are absolutely incredible. Professionally, I think it's actually shone a bit of a spotlight on our achievements and on my achievements as well. And I've had lots of lovely, lovely people reach out to me from all around the UK, wanting to have lovely conversations, share best practice, squeeze my brain for a few ideas around their development plans, their strategies, which has been wonderful. And it's just opened up more of a network as well for me, as you know, in terms of being able to meet other professionals who manage programs like we do. So yeah, it's been a wonderful ride. So thank you so very, very much for recognising me and all of our wonderful volunteers at the Science and Industry Museum.
Oh, thank you, Kate. And it's brilliant that you could share that and show the impact of what that award meant. I really appreciate you coming back, and so do we all here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to start my slides now, so wish me luck. Let's have a look. Okay. So this year we changed the criteria of the Volunteer Leader of the Year to better align with our new heritage volunteering strategy, transformative volunteering. And the nominees were celebrated for achievements linked to our values. So that is innovation, where we were looking for activities that improve the practice of volunteer engagement. All about horizon scanning, problem solving, learning from others' success, and creating a new idea from within and then applying it. Integrity. So that was where we were looking for volunteer leaders who operate in an open, professional, and ethical manner. And for the applications, to share specific examples which supported positive action using integrity. Inclusivity. So that was about how our nominees champion diverse, equitable and inclusive practice, how they embedded that in their work and what the impact was and is. And finally, collaboration. So how our leaders create outstanding or transformative volunteer experiences. This year's award has been very different in terms of how the winner's been selected. So we shortlisted as usual, and our judges have led us very professionally through what has actually been quite an emotional process. But this year, nearly 80 of you of our Heritage Volunteering Group members also contributed an additional vote. So you read the case studies and you obviously looked through the achievements of our shortlisted nominees, and you took part in the very first HVG online vote to select this year's Volunteer Leader of the Year. So this year, it really is our winner. We're on our 8th year, and here in the next few slides, you'll see the volunteer leaders who've been nominated. So I am going to read the names out now, because each and every one of you whose name and photographs is up on these next slides deserves to be celebrated. So that's Alexandra Goodyear, Director at Stourbridge Glass Museum; Apapat Pat Glynn, Exhibitions and Volunteer Coordinator, the Portico Library; Charlotte Vokes, Learning Officer at the Auckland Project; Colin Hill, Swalcliffe Society Coordinator, Oxford Museum Service; Alina Bollock, Volunteer Manager, Birmingham Museums Trust; Emma Whitbread, Community Engagement Programme Lead for Accessibility and Inclusion at London Zoo; Georgina Morton-Brown, Volunteer Manager, Walmer Castle and Gardens, English Heritage Trust; Helen Russell, Project Coordinator, Volunteering Development at North East Museums; Jack Hayes, Collections Access Coordinator, Brunel Museum; Marianne Blaubauer, Community Engagement and Volunteering Manager at the Churches Conservation Trust; Micehele Armstrong, Head of Volunteering at the Auckland Project; Michelle Alcock, Public Engagement and Programming Bookings Officer at the Pitt Rivers Museum; Ria Mehta, Learning Coordinator, London Museum; and Siobhan Goodwin. So that is at the Palace Gardens. So you all deserve to be celebrated. Most definitely, you were all nominated because your work is valued and it totally matters, and you are absolutely great at it. Well done, all of you. Some wonderful photographs of some wonderful people and some wonderful activity. So we have 3 shortlisted colleagues. And from the word of our judge, one of our judges, Pippa Vidal-Davis, who's been behind the scenes helping support today, what an excellent bunch of Northerners we have in our 3 shortlisted nominees. So in no particular order at all. Micehele Armstrong, Head of Volunteering at the Auckland Project. Micehele, the Auckland Project itself operates a wide range of attractions, including historic buildings, galleries, and cultural spaces. Micehele has really driven innovation. She developed and she piloted the Young Buddy programme, which is designed to make volunteering accessible for 16 to 17-year-olds who are transitioning from school or college. Her inclusive thinking expanded the programme to support volunteers with additional needs, some up to age 24, who would otherwise face barriers to participation. And in addition to her work, she advocates for volunteering more widely. She partnered with Newcastle University to support academic research into the practices and challenges of volunteer engagement. And she's also chair of the Northeast Heritage Volunteering Group. So she brings together volunteer managers from around the region to share, to solve problems, and to really amplify best practice. So well done, Micehele, for being shortlisted. Our second volunteer leader to be shortlisted is Helen Russell. Well done, Helen. So project coordinator and volunteer development at North East Museums. Helen has been nominated for supporting the revival and rebuilding of volunteer programmes, such as Volunteer Futures, which is a 2-year partnership programme across Newcastle Gateshead cultural venues, and also Multaka, a volunteering initiative aimed at refugee and asylum seeker communities. Helen's also recognised for supporting neurodivergent individuals and those with learning disabilities. And she introduced Volunteering Matters and a volunteer inclusion plan, which personalised, it was a personalised support framework to remove barriers and empower volunteers to thrive. The nomination was clear that Helen brings a deep sense of care and integrity and collaboration. Our third shortlisted volunteer leader is Apapat Patjai and Glyn. And she is from the Portico Library, Exhibitions and Volunteer Coordinator. Now, the Portico Library is one of Manchester's longest running institutions, a subscription library and a newsroom with a historic collection of over 25,000 books. But Apapat has overseen a 50% growth in the volunteer numbers, and she's supervised over 15,000 hours in the past year. She's also established introductory training programs and regular communications and events to information and celebrate volunteers. And she is a clear champion in challenging inequitable practice and behaviours and implementing organisational change. And her work has significantly contributed to the success of a £5 million NHLF bid. So I am going to stop sharing my presentation. I am back in the room, and now I'm going to invite our judge and the sponsor of this year's awards. So that's Chris Martin from Team Kinetic to reveal the winner.
Thank you, Amanda. It sounds like you guys have had a really inspirational couple of days, and it's such a pleasure, and we're so proud as Team Kinetic to be able to sponsor the Volunteer Leader of the Year award. And it's such a pleasure to be talking about the amazing staff that we talk about here. We think they're rock stars, they're the architects, they're the superheroes of the voluntary sector, of the heritage sector as well. So you guys, we put you on a pedestal here at Team Kinetic, and I guess, if I can very quickly talk about the judging process, I don't keep it hanging on for as long as we can, really build the suspense. But say thank you to my fellow judges, Katie Powell, who was last year's Volunteer Leader of the Year winner, and Pippa Vidal Davis, who joined us from the advisory group. It's been one of the toughest jobs of the year I've had to do, is finding a winner for this award. But it was such a pleasure to read those submissions, and they were breathtaking, they were beautiful, they were just really impressive. And it was really nice to see how embedded volunteering has become in these nominees' organisations and the strategic vision. It's not a nice to have; it's an essential part of these organisations, an essential part to the positive change that these organisations are trying to instigate. We recognise that volunteer leaders are the connection to the communities. They're the centre of trust for many of the local people that engage with the projects. But perhaps the central element that shone bright in every single one of the nominations was the commitment and dedication that they demonstrated. All you guys consistently go over and above, and I'll give an award to all of you. I personally would, but unfortunately there does need to be one winner, and I guess that's where we're getting to. All the shortlisted nominees were unbelievable agents for change, and tangible change you could see in their organisations. But we did have to choose a winner, and that's why choosing the one winner was really, really difficult. We were so impressed with everything that we came through, but the one nomination that really did stand out, it was a beautifully described programme which was fully integrated into the organisation. It was clear how volunteering fit in the organisation's core mission. The strong leadership provided by the eventual winner was at the heart of this, we felt, from the nomination. There's a truly holistic approach where volunteering wasn't a separate function, but the very fibre and fabric of the organisation's existence. But even after all our work as judging, and there was quite a bit of it, there was quite a few to read, it didn't actually come down to us. And it was nice to see that the HVG membership agreed with what we thought. And they made the final call in the end. So if I can nominate, if I can announce the Heritage Volunteer Leader of the Year 2025 is, dramatic pause, Micehele Armstrong, who's the head of volunteering at the Auckland Project. Well done, Micehele. Micehele, have you got a few words you'd like to say?
Thank you. Yeah. Can everybody hear me? Because I'm not. I'm like now gone into whoa. So thank you so much. I'm genuinely beyond humbled to be receiving the Heritage Volunteering Group's Volunteer Leader of the Year Award for 2025. It was an honour just to be nominated again. So to be recognised in this way means just a great deal. It's huge. I've worked in the voluntary sector, Amanda, for more than 30 years. And for the past 10 of those, I've had the privilege of being part of the Auckland Project. I absolutely have a passion for volunteering, and I've championed its benefits wherever and whenever I could. Volunteer management is changing, and advancing the profession is vital because we are professionals in what we do. I've always looked to others for guidance, and I've tried to support and help whenever I can in return. Sharing knowledge is something really, really special. The Heritage Volunteering Group has been instrumental in my journey over the last few years, and I think everyone would agree that the volunteers behind this organisation, led by Matt, are passionate, hardworking and committed to the membership. They are a truly inspirational group of people. This year was the first membership vote. That was scary. Felt like I was on Strictly. And honestly, that makes the recognition even more humbling for me personally. So a huge thank you to everyone. Congratulations to all the nominees. What a field and what an amazing bunch of people. But real congratulations to Helen and Apapat, because oh wow, you were amazing, and I think we should all get it. We really should all get it. So this award is for everyone at the Auckland Project who truly believes in the power of volunteering. We still have a long journey ahead of us if we're going to harness this gift of time and more importantly transform our community. But I know we can do it, and thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you, Micehele, and well done. Just to say that our other two shortlisted nominees, Helen and Apapat, are definitely highly commended. We have decided at HGB they are highly commended. So you will be receiving your £25 gift vouchers, Apapat and Helen. And just as a small token, really, and a celebration of being recognised and celebrated. But just to confirm that obviously as our winner, you'll receive £100 gift vouchers, but also you'll get a free 1-hour consultation from Rob Jackson Consulting. And it really is the opportunity, Micehele, for you to indulge in development that's totally based around what you want and what you want to focus on personally. And also, on top of that, you'll get a 1-year subscription to the Engage platform. And somebody has just dropped something through my door. But also, what nobody knows about is that this year you'll get a special winner's cup, a special winner's mug. A volunteer, sorry, Kate, a volunteer leader of the year. So you'll be first to get that particular version.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah. Just to say thank you to all the nominees in the room. The people are nominated. Without you, this award would absolutely not happen. And the amazing work across the sector wouldn't be celebrated and shared in this quite special way. Thanks to the judges, Chris, Katie and Pippa. And as Chris said, it definitely wasn't an easy task. So we're going to give you more time this year for 2026 to get your nominations in. So keep an eye out for the launch in the new year. If you've nominated before, nominate again. Because if you haven't thought about it, take the step this year, give it a go. The panel changes each time, and so does what we achieve as volunteer leaders. Thank you for celebrating with us, and well done to everybody who took part.